Namaste and welcome to this exciting new episode of Sathology Debunking Mythology. Sat means truth, Logos means a study or science. Sathology means a science of truth or study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology, which was the word invented to say that all the Vedic histories, ancient Puranic histories, Ramayana, Mahabharata is a fake lie or imagination. The word was specially created just to confuse the followers of the native religions of the world. The largest is Sanatan Dharma or Hindutva. Thank you all for joining. I have a very, very prominent guest, famous author, a very famous television personality, and also he is known for speaking his mind. So without delay, let us welcome Sri RBS Mani.
Namaskar.
RBS Mani, your last shows have keep on getting more and more popularity that you have done with us. And today we have chosen a very important topic of Kanya Dan, which is misunderstood topic. So starting from ancient history, we see from Ramayana how Sita's Kanya Dan was given to Sri Ram. It's a very famous story. Subhadra was married in a different way, but later on they were brought to the palace, and the Kanyadan was done by his brother Krishna himself. And we have seen all other things. This culture of giving respectability to a woman is practiced in Hindutva or Hinduness very widely. So, what is your view on Kanyadan? And then we'll follow up with the next question.
See, if you see my first Sathology video itself, I have told about a few things, very fundamental, elementary things, elements. The entire Sanatana is based on the power process continuum. Here, the Shiva represents the process, the Shakti represents the power. There is no issue about it. Bhavaya Devaya Rava. Bhava means whatever exists, existential, whatever is existent is Bhavaya. And the power which drives the or ensure for every existence there is a power, inherent power required to exist in that state of matter or in some other state of matter or continue to even to change the state of matter. That is what is new, how the Newton's law has come. First law. There is a energy which is expended or accumulated, whatever the way may be. We have spoken about this very clearly. So basically, the Shiva Shakti continuum, or you call it the process power continuum, is inherent to the Sanatana Dharma. It has existed from time immemorial. We cannot trace back when it came into being and this process power continuum cannot be. This is the very basis of the fundamental roots of Sanatana, on which the Sanatana Dharma is premised. That is the beginning. And here, in every relationship, the Prajavriddhi has to happen. The future generations have to be mutated upon. There is a requirement of a power and a process interacting with them. And that is where when the process of giving the facilitating that interaction is through a transfer of power from one process set to the other process set, which some people call it the Gotra, some people call it some other name, Kula, Gotra, Sakula, Sagotra, and all these things. And this is what it's the process of transfer or process of facilitating. This is known as Kanyadana. Kanya represents the Lakshmi or the Shakti or a Parvati or a Uma or a Saraswati. And the man is the gentleman. That is the reason even many of these marriages you might have seen, even after the Kanyadana, even after the Saptapadi, they say they treat the couple as fresh couple as Lakshmi Narayana or Shiva Shaktiya. Like that, many communities in India are doing it very consciously. Now you started with the Sita's marriage to Rama. During the Kanyadana, what does the Janaka, the father of the Janaka, the person who gave Janma to Sita, What mantra does it trigger? Sahadharma Charitava. Am I correct? While giving it, the purpose of that is Dharma Charitava, to sustain the order, to continue the order, to continue the Sanatana, the order. Dharma is order, Sanatana is eternal. To continue or to iterate, to escalate the order and to go in the same way. That is what is the meaning of Kanyadana. This is the very essence of Kanyadana, rise from the sun. And that is the reason when you come back to the, because after Kanyadana does not conclude the marriage. As per the Vedic marriages, after Kanyadana, once the power, when, see, basically it is some, you take it organizational structure. I am given a function, or given a responsibility. Thereafter, some powers are given internally. Some resources are also, say, budget also is a power. It's energy. It's a power for sustenance. For, as I have explained, if Lakshmi, if Vishnu is depicting the sustenance or sustainable empowerment and all that, the resource required, the power required is resources, Lakshmi. That is how the continuum is established in every sphere of life, smaller or the largest sphere of life. So here you have empowered the process of you have empowered the process with the, you have empowered the process, the process of the person who did it. He has empowered the next stage process, next generation process, for the purpose of mutation. And that is where that empowerment is called Kanyadana. And by empowerment, by sharing or transfer or shifting of a power, he does not get disempowered. Unlike in donations, which these people, some people are mischievously representing, doesn't get dispossessed of the said power. She continues to remain the daughter. She continues to do her responsibility. She has certain prescribed responsibilities are there. Not only that, the Jamata, the new Jamata also has to dispense with certain responsibility. And this nowadays we have, yesterday we had, last year around the same Pitru Paksha, we had spoken about the relevance of propitiating the ancestors in the Pitru Paksha. Here also, in the Pitru Paksha also, for father-in-law also, Arkyam is given, Darpana is done. For father-in-law, if you don't do for father-in-law, your children will do for their maternal grandfather. That is also the same equivalence as the mother. So it is one on the same. During Tarpana period, the maternal grandfather is also propitiated. The maternal great-grandfather is also like that. The lineage goes like that. It is not that. If anybody truly doing Tarpana will know that. And this is Malay Paksha, most of the people must be refreshing about it. Now that is one part of the story. Now the question again is, that should be the essence of Kanyadana. Even in the after Kanyadana, the process of taking the steps around with fire as the witness, we start. Ekamishe Vishnu Anvetu Dva Urje Vishnutva Anvetu. Second, where does it say Dva Urja Vishnutva Anvedu? That is, you are my power, I am your process. Is there any doubt about it? Is there any doubt about it? Then the bridegroom also says, I will just read out that. Say, for example, one shloka he says, Vaktvam samahamasmaya ruktvam samamin. You are the words, I am only the speaker. You are the idea I convey. That is the level of integration, oneness with the power process pyramid is taking place in a Sanatani Vibhag. There are 7 steps, or not simply just go to circumambulation about the fire or walking through together circumcision. It is much beyond that. Saka saptapada bhava sakayo saptapada bhabhuva. Like that it says. Why I am pointing out this is there's a lot of misgivings which is happening in the Kanyadana. And I don't know whether it is mischievous, whether it is an intent, or it has certain intents and all. But the problem is people are speaking without the basic fundamentals of Sanatana Dharma being touched upon. And some people are even implementing it in their lives. They are free to implement, they are free to stand by their convictions, but at least get to the essence of it. Know what is the essence of Kanyadana is. If you do not know, I am willing to come to my home, it's always open. I am willing to teach every mantra of Kanyadana and why it is relevant. It is transfer of power, it is sharing of, like Vidyadana. After giving, by giving the Vidyadana, are you dispossessed of the Vidya? People do Shramdana, what they nowadays call it as Kar Seva. Once a Shramdana happens, is the person dispossessed of his skills? Is the person dispossessed of his existing skills? It is something like that. So it is basically has been misinterpreted as dana. That the word picked up, the word, they have actually mischievously split the word into kanya and dana, which is wrong. It is also the way how the father of the kanya who is giving it is empowering it. Is empowering it. See, for example, Rama, you have started with Rama's marriage to Sita, how the Kanyadana happened. Kanyadana happened because Rama was the epitome of Purusha Sukta, the best practices for any human being. And it had to happen in the earth. The lords of the earth had to be with him. Otherwise, this best practices or the code of conduct for the human life in the earth would not have been re-established. That is the reason. What was the consort of Rama? There was Sita. Sita represented the Bhumi, Bhusukta. So this is how the integration happens. I'm very sorry. I'm willing to explain to each one of them. Give me any number of people. But the question is, please don't stick to this type of myths that Kanyadana is throwing away your daughter to the hands of the boy and all that. This is the biggest lie on the earth. The people don't know what they are talking about. I was aghast by the number of people who have been supporting that actress who has given that advertisement. They don't know it. They're ignorant people. I don't hold that I am the epitome of all wisdom. But this is the essence of Kanyadana, and that is the reason I wanted to share it with all the people in the country. Having said that, am I clear up to this point about the power process continuum which is happening, how the power has to be handed over to the process represented by the groom to take it forward so that the mutation happens, the Prajavriddhi happens, everything happens. Sustenance happens, otherwise the sustenance will be lost. That is the reason here he is in the process of sustaining the society or the dharma. And what does she say? Dharma charitava. She will walk with you. She will be your consort in the dharma, in propagation of the dharma. Charitava means walk through. Number one. Number two is the sustenance are required. Again, I spoke about the Lakshmi Narayana practice in many of the communities in India, because at that time the matter or the body or which is doing the bhava is actually being helped. It's a manifestation of Vishnu, and that is the reason Narayana, Vishnu in the form of human being is Narayana, and that is the reason Lakshmi is required. Lakshmi, some people do Lakshmi Narayana. That is the way Kanyadana is to be understood. So I am basically requesting most of the people not to go by the loads of ignorance which is being printed out, and that is the reason I wanted to do this show. Now, you have any questions, Mr. Aditya? Aditya, hello.
Yes. Sorry about
Do you
that.
agree with me up to this point?
Yes, I do agree with you. And one important question comes in, like most of these actresses and who are speaking on Kanyadan and other things, how it has maintained the system of women empowerment. See, the thing is, the Arabian custom is that the woman is purchased from the father. It's that's the Arabic custom. And the European concept was kidnapping the woman. That was the ancient marriage system of kidnapping. And generally, they say when they romanticize the movies and they show in the movies that how the love was started, but that was the case of 1.1% or 2% of people. I'm speaking from the history that I'm recording now from the various sources from a new book. The another custom in the Native American custom also, the concept was the woman's hand was given by the father to the most qualified person, and that is the Native American. So it's not Kanyadan is only for India. It is practiced in native cultures in America, native cultures in Africa, and even native cultures of Europe before Europe was Christianized. We all know that the England was Christianized in 595 Common Era, as recent as that. Before that, they were Anglo-Saxons and they were Romans and they were Stonehenge, Seahenge. They're two great examples. So it's not just to India, just to say that only Hindus were doing it. No, it's a respectable custom. Any commonsensical man will do it. I'm a father. I would like to give the hand of my daughter to a person who is most qualified.
It is not about giving the daughter, it is integrating them.
Integrating them, right? That's right.
See, that could have been probably a signature or a iconic way of doing it, but that is the reason. So, Kanyadana absolutely is a very solemn and pious process of mutation and growth of the society. And I don't know where they picked up. Now you have asked about the actors and actresses. I have said loads on this on different channels. See, one fundamental thing is most of the actresses do not have the perception. They are used to reading out scripts. Even the best of them. I have interacted with them, and interestingly, none of them really exude a lot of intellect. Because I don't blame them, because they are not willing to do the deepest research possible. Of course, there are good people inside that in the industry, some qualified people are there, but there are nowadays getting few and far, because more and more external factors are taking control of the industry in the India at least, and roles are offered on consideration extraneous to merit, and also dictated from several other sources, including funding or financing of films have been found to have linkages with organized crime syndicate. Not now, 90s. It's in 1990s. It was a particular huge money launderer was found to be involved in funding of film financing, and like that. And every time there has been an attempt to bring them under the formal channels, there have been a resistance or a counter attack by the lobbies. So film funding is another area why that is the reason the actors and the actresses have really been talking like this, because on merit, in spite of FTIA trained graduates roaming around, FTIA is another not a very great film and technical television institute of India is not a great institution. It has also been not only deracinated, it has been penetrated by certain lobbies, which is not allowing good things to happen. The creative thing is not coming out in true sense. They have lost their capacity to do research and several other things. If I can do research with my limited resources, or if I have been trained in Veda in spite of being in profession and multiple professions, they have got full time to do research for 3 years and they simply don't do it. Partly because the material also they are not able to run. Number two is I always been saying that understand the grasp of Sanskrit properly. If you cannot do it, I have my very poor opinion about it. So that is one. I'm not casting any aspersions on there, because different people's capacities are limited and everybody is equal before the Sanatana area, and everybody has come with a purpose. Maybe I will not be able to act like them, or maybe I will not play a role like them. That's the way. So they should better keep themselves to this type of instead of giving social messages. Besides, there have been instances where it has been proved that money has been paid to do anti-Hindu, anti-India, or anti-India narrations. A prominent actress was found to have charged a huge amount of money to attend a rally in JNU, or later on, she was also questioned by the Narcotics Control Bureau. Today, also, there has been a report that from 2020 and 2021, there have been huge cache of drugs that have been committed. So it is a drug lobby. I did not want to mention it, but now it is all getting validated. Drug lobby is managing the Bollywood because of the funds involved and the capacity of this film industry to consume the laundered money into several ways of cash payments and all that. So that is the people who are now coming out with that. But the unfortunate part is some people who have very large following among the Sanatanis, they have earned their laurels, of course, through sheer contribution to the Sanatana Dharma. By propagating yoga, by propagating several facets of Sanatana Dharma. But on this, my take with them is very, very different. I wish they could have done a little bit of research. I have also told them, kindly challenge me if I have said something wrong. But to say that Kanyadana should be abolished or anything like that without knowing the deep roots of that Kanyadana, without knowing the elementary ways, what was the purpose and all, is very unfortunate. I hold them in high respect, and I am sure this purpose of this video is also to ensure that such misgivings are not attempted to or not repeated, and thus misgivings are cleared and people know the very essence of Kanyadana. Having said this, see the advent of Narendra Modi's government. Of course, he's doing some wonderful work, unprecedented development on the economic front, on the security front, and all. But many have joined a bandwagon. The fair weather friends who will shift their political loyalties based on the people party in power. And the misfortune of India is it is these people who are peddling without having any deeper knowledge. Some political people, some people who have become cultural czars, they are peddling this, and which is very, very unfortunate. So the very simple thing of derisively referring to Kanyadana is got trigger from several sources. As you know, there was a global in the destabilizing the global Hindutva. Some of the nodes have come from there also. But some people within India holding various responsible positions, having become cultural czars, have also supported this tirade or derisive tirade against the Kanyadana without knowing the elementary facts. See, culture is extremely intertwined to the Sanskriti or a Sanatana, the existing Sanatana. As you had already explained, that the pre-Christ days or pre-Abrahamic days, even many societies all over the world used to do this type of a dana. It is that dana is akin to Vidya dana. A master or a guru gives you knowledge, he doesn't dispossesses himself of the knowledge. It's something like that. Similarly, here is the empowering the male partner in the holy union, because if you see, originally there were hardly this union, the communion of the man and the women used to be a sacrament in most of the places. At least in the Sanatana Dharma, even now it is a sacrament, notwithstanding the recent rise in divorce rate or all our reasons. Because I again repeat, Ekamishe Vishnutva Anvetu means we already become one. Then there should be these type of misgivings and imbalances should getting resolved there and then. But recent egos and other issues have been causing expectations, ego, and all have been causing this type of. So that is a separate story. We will do a separate program. And this is being ignited with further, or rather fueled with further adding fuel to fire by these type of narratives which are coming out from several sources, not very enlightened, sometimes ignorant, and they are able to catch corporates, they are able to catch the elites in the Sanatana Dharma who have contributed. Their contribution is unprecedented and there is no doubt about it. But somehow they are able to manage into that. For example, in the recent, what triggered the Kanyadana debate in India? There is some advertisement called from by a apparel retail store called Manyavar. This apparel retail store has triggered this. I do not know whether they really intended to do this, to deride the Kanyadana, but it unfortunately happened. Now the question is, does it have any financial interaction with the people who are peddling this narrative? Because it is their product they are promoting through a false propaganda. And not only false propaganda, it is also pampering to the agenda of somebody who wants to do this false propaganda, which suits him to do this false propaganda. So, are those forces investing in this company? That's $1 million question that needs to be found out. The answer to this needs to be found out. I do not know, but people now should go deeper into it. What is the investment? What is the shareholding? Who is holding the stakes in the Manyavar? Whether by doing this propaganda, because see, basically, if you see the present context in India, it is already a lot of penetration is happening through Taliban. And they are trying to belittle or deride the Sanatani culture or practices one by one, replace them with their own agendas, which helps them in radicalization and later on recruitment into terror camps. Earlier, the Pakistanis used to send, for example, 2611. Pakistanis used to send their own men. Now, most of the people, even the recently caught, were Indian born, locally born and bred. So, this Kanyadana may be a very small thing, but it is a very larger ramification. Once I start disrespecting my culture, the vacuum is taken over by the radicalized lots, which has again been caught in a recent crackdown by the UP police. So these are all happening. And that means it is actually walking, see, the challenging or deriding the local culture is a small detail or a small peg in the larger agenda of Talibanization. Are we willing to accept that? This is the politics behind this Kanyadana. Maybe Manyavar company himself may be having some links. I do not know. That's what I said. I have called upon my listeners to find an answer to this. But possibilities always are there. Otherwise, all of a sudden, why should he do this in a Chaturmasya period? About the actress who came in the thing, her father's role, her brother's role in 2611 is well known, although it got escape of the investigators. Her father's sitting and terming the 2611 itself as a Hindu terror and going on the stage to release a book on that is also very well known and established. It's all in the public domain. Now, by this, is the family or the act. I am not saying alleging anything. I am not alluding anything. But given the track record, that also needs to be an answer should be found. What is the reason for that, including the investing patterns, etc., the stakeholder patterns in the Manyavar? This is what I would like to continue. The political part of it, the ignorance part of it, the core what Kanyadana means, everything I have put it before you. So that is what there, Mr. Aditya. Thank you very much.
You mentioned some very important points, and if you look at the history of the world, the conquering faiths have used different tactics to destroy the culture of the natives, whether it's a Christianity or Islam or even Judaism to some extent. And in the case of India, the media has been the largest factor, post independence, where the media has played the bigger role, including Bollywood, in the destruction of the local customs and local cultures. In the West, it was the church who did it. In the Europe, it was a church who did it, but in India, it's a media. So how Indian media is able to live up to be called as the Indian media while they are promoting the colonial mindset?
That's a $1 billion question, which is I am still finding answers to. Because even the style of their headlines, their narration, everything is lopsided. Everything is playing into the hands of the same narrative setters who are on the side of the Taliban, who are on the side of the Pakistan. And let me be very clear about it. My recent book has come out called Deception. If you see, there is a small mention about it. Media personals have have influenced the government policies, including the government police establishments. An entire division in Delhi police devoted to narco was abolished, and the narco works is given to the crime branch. These are all details I have marked down in the Deception. It's a fictional book I have written, but many of the issues are true. Similarly, SAFMA itself had been found. Cricket teams, there are many huge followings in the media, batting for allowing Pakistan cricket team. Now the New Zealand and the Sri Lankans have suffered attack. New Zealand, England have withdrawn. All these things are now history. But I'm telling you, even in 2006 Champions Trophy, the entire Pakistani team was carrying the drugs. But somehow they offered two olive branches, two of their best bowlers, and Pakistan High Commission, when caught, the people were caught by the security agencies and anti-narcotics fund, they offered two olive branches and saved the other 15. So this is happening under the media. Also, the drug peddling happens under the media. Also, so many other things happen. Media also, SAFMA has done this. There are other institutions wherever there is a bilateral mechanism, whichever means the Pakistanis are allowed to enter into India, and they are able to find. Now, recently, 50,000 crore of drugs was seized 2 days back, and another 21,000 crores means 21 billion crores of rupees worth drugs were seized a week back. So these things are happening. They are, and drugs fund the see, and also see that the center of gravity of drug trade has shifted from South America to AFPAC region. With Iran a ally into that, they are allowing the Bandar port to transportation of the drugs through sea routes. These are all happening, and we need to be very. And this money is actually being used into setting the narrative in Bollywood, setting the narrative in other places. So our agencies are already working on that, but the media is always able to counter the narrative repeatedly, because I don't know what is the funding pattern of most of the media houses which have recently come out. But they can set the narrative is the very fact which we need to be pondering over. Yes, Aditya.
the recent drug haul, which we $2.7 billion has reached almost $2.7 billion, 3 tons. In I don't know which region it was caught, but it has
Even
made the
Gujarat,
in
western
Gujarat,
coast, western
and
coast.
that was being managed. Luckily, it was caught. So the real purpose of this drug infusion into India is what, according to you? What is the real purpose?
See, one is now, last year, many Bollywood stars were found to allegedly consume drugs. Whether they violated the law or not is a different question. But the fact that conversations have been leaked out and so many other things happen, they are a role model for the youth of India. Let's be very clear. Demographic dividend is one of the assets of India, which they are trying to harness. If you induct the youth into the drugs, which Punjab is already suffering, most of Punjab is already suffering, we have seen that. Then their product, that the dividend which you intend to harness. See, let us be very clear, demographic dividend or whatever dividend it is, a human resource is a world resource. It is not about Indian national resource. So the drugs peddling, maybe you don't know the person you are bringing under the ambit of drug could be you might have missed the innovator. We do not know that. So human resource is an international resource, a human resource, a world resource. Every country, any country could benefit out of that person. But his growth is stunted through the drug and all those things. It is extremely sad because it could mean opportunity losses for I don't know how many. We do not know. So that is where one of the reasons it is happening. Number two is sell them into sedation and then thereafter radicalization. Give them false narratives. Drug dependency syndrome is created to blackmail them into peddling false narratives. Like that, there are several purposes. It is not simply straight line like that. That's what I want to say. Aditya?
So the drug enforcement, like of countries like India and even the United States has it. United States has been known to buy the maximum amount of drugs from the South America for medicinal purposes. Plus, it also flows into the local public. Uh, you know, we all know the nexus between the drugs and the Bollywood. You are the best person to highlight that. Is this drug money being used in actually uh, circumventing the or attacking the culture of India? Do you think that way?
Indeed, indeed, you have hit the bullseye. Drug money's involvement in Bollywood is very well known, including the laundered money and the type of fees which is transferred in the uh, black and what and informal money transfer and all that. That's one thing, which is also having its footprints on the funding of terror. That's a totally different story. I don't want to touch upon that. Media narratives, indeed, yes. We had seen, I will narrate the thing with before the 60 days of passing of the 2611, director of a top Indian channel, TV channel, spoke to Imran Khan and declared him the leader of the war on terror. This is on 17th January 2009. Why I am saying this is, this narrative could not have come because Pakistan, for formal purchases of any, for lobbying, they have little funds. Most of the anti-India is funded through the drug money only. It's a lot of intelligence agencies have confirmed, not only Indian but many foreign intelligence agencies. So these type of narratives they are called psyops. So it was very evident that they have already compromised the Indian channel, which is still running, which is still popular, but always peddles an agenda with a false narrative. So these type of things have been happening not only in one media channel, there are quite a few media channels. So, and they are able to go to the universities, hold lectures, penetrate into other institutions. It is 50% peddling drugs and the other 50% of the same chip peddling narratives. These type of things are very common. So this is what needed. Our drug enforcement agencies are fighting against this. They are doing their best. But other things on propaganda and other, we have very little choice because we are a democratic state and freedom of expression is a very, very integral part of our constitutional provisions. So on that, what is being peddled as a narrative, we have very little control over that, including the change of narrative and deriding and belittling the local cultures and all is a very, very unfortunate thing, but it's happening rampantly all over India. This we should be very conscious about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maniji, for coming on the show and also sharing your viewpoints. The main topic was Kanyadan and how it is scientific and dharmic, and how the opposition to this comes from Bollywood and other media sources, which are there, work as the stooges of foreign ideologies. So, thank you so much, and namaste, and all the
Namaste.
viewers for watching it live. And also those who are going to watch on YouTube, please comment and let us know your feedback. Namaste.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ethan.